I didn't just go, bang, let me leave my job. And so it was a transition. It took time, okay? And so...
But I think it didn't take long because there was a time like we were like, you know what, with salons, what fails salons? Because owners are not there.
Yeah.
And the people you leave behind, you don't know how they're treating your customers.
Yes, exactly.
So we knew some of them failed because, you know, those businesses
we
where
had to
owners
be-
are not present.
Yeah.
So like, you know what, for us to really come on board, you know, you have to take it seriously. You have to make this decision to leave and just be here. So I think that's when she finally
and she was
made the
preparing
leap.
to come and support in the starting,
beginning,
in the beginning, to launch our little salon. And I think the second one we had, we said, okay, now we have collected some bit of money. Let's try to find a space that can give us water.
No, but
of
even
course
before
now,
that, I think what pushed us to move is because now the place was getting really full. It was so tiny, but there were so many people coming in. Like so many customers, they would make lines.
And so we
like,
moved
you
to
know what,
another
so Maggie
little.
was like, you know what, this is even embarrassing.
No,
I
now
didn't have
that
any
was
place
the
to-
first place for the water tank.
the water tank.
Now we had
Okay.
collected some little money that we could afford, at least to rent a room that had now water, water flowing.
Water.
So we moved all our things in the other little space. We only didn't now carry the water tank because now we had graduated. We had graduated. Oh, she traveled and she pimped this little salon. That one, I think we still have the picture. The other one, I have to get an artist to draw us the other one. But this one, the second one, now a little second space, it was now a little rectangle. That one was a little square, but now this was a little rectangle. And many people remember us from that place. But oh, she brought all the cute things from the States, pimped the salon. It was our other second very huge achievement.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and so people came, and the little salon became, you know, packed. We're in people's corridors, and we're like, you know what? Let's look for another salon. Now a bit bigger. Now we had also
a bit more convenient.
Banking background.
Yes.
I knew what it meant to save. I knew what it meant to bank. So I banked every day. So we did not eat from the business because we had to collect capital. We had to get capital and we didn't want to borrow.
So we had to make sure like we have her, like we help her like financially during that beginning time.
Yeah, so
the business was putting back to it.
Yes,
as the business builds.
Until I think the business was about to pay me like 500,000 shillings, okay? 500 at least to survive. It was okay, okay? So we saved to this moment that we said, okay, I think now we can afford something bigger. And so there was to cut the long story short, there was a salon that was selling.
Okay.
And they told us, okay, go look at the salon. And when we saw this salon, oh my God, like it was like our dream come true. Like it was our dream salon.
Because this person had everything. She had nice chairs.
Oh yeah.
She had nice, like she had, I think she had imported her stuff from China.
Yes.
You know, stuff we didn't have. Because our chairs, I think we came to Zambia. The first chairs we ever had in a salon. There were those like bamboo chairs.
Yes.
You know, and so then, now this was a salon.
And then the
like
little bus stools.
Like with real salon chairs. You know?
Yeah.
This one had real salon chairs. It had real sinks. It had real stuff. First of us were like, wow, like what a blessing. Like even our family came and like, oh my goodness, I don't think you ever leave this place. But
even before we purchased it, we're like, oh my God, we have like 35 million. Because at that time people were selling their salons. They were selling like at about that much. We had not saved up to that much. But we said, okay, let's look at the market rates and see how we can negotiate this person better. And so I remember, I think she didn't want to negotiate with us. She said the management should negotiate on her behalf.
Okay.
And oh my God, like we're thinking, okay, 20 how many million? And these people are like, you know what? She doesn't even want to come and see this business. It depressed her so much. She does not want to come and see it. So it's okay, we are going to negotiate. And what does she need? She needs 7 million.
Yeah.
I swear.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
So she just wanted to just
wanted to give it away.
Like,
I think yeah.
But I didn't show them the shock.
Yeah.
So you know, like when you negotiate, you want to still try your luck. I said, okay, you know, we knew now that one we had in the bank. So I said 6 million cash. They gave a call. She said, Bampen chivem. I told them, let's write an agreement. I don't want to wake up and she has changed her mind. So I was so excited. Oh my God, like the next day we just went and we made the exchange. And we had this salon. I said, God, here it's for 10 years. I don't think we can even ever leave this place. We had arrived once again. And so that time, I think before we left the other space, Claith was a social media person at that time. So Claith comes, we worked on her, and she was so happy. And she said, go and bring you clients, We didn't know really, how much, But I remember she went posted, we had introduced the crochet. Okay. At least we are proud that we introduced the crochet in Uganda.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were the first people did crochet here.
The crochet, I think, was a bit of exciting. And so it trended like in newspapers.
But also the fact that I brought the fibers from out there. So that also helped
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I remember her, putting it out on social media. Oh my God, like the whole Kampala came. They're like, I think these people have gone for juju, something like that. What do they do?
Think.
They do natural hair, really? And people are not really understanding. Also, us were overwhelmed.
Yeah, true.
Was so overwhelmed. The place we thought would stay for 10 years had become I call it a good nuisance, okay? Because you have staff, you have clients, people are in the doors, people are in the corridors, other salons,
People are sitting, waiting
somehow.
for customers, but you're overflowing.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so we're busybodies. Oh my God. So, and now everybody was like, we don't have fresh air here.
It was hot, it was stuffy, it was...
Yes, it was stuffy. And so we took another leap of faith. We said, now we brand.
Yeah.
Now we brand. When it comes to rent, remember going uptown, it was really dollar rates.
Yeah.
Sometimes we're like, okay.
So maybe we're not saying where this was. So all that was in Equatorial.
You were still in Equatorial.
First 3 places were in Equatorial.
Yes.
So and the rent was really good at that time.
Yeah.
But parking was a bit of a...
Many people, the parking, some of them felt like it was downtown. Yeah, so it was a bit of an inconvenience.
So now we had understood the client that were attracting. Our client needed comfort.
Yeah.
Of course, they needed customer care. I was from the bank. I knew, all the secrets of keeping these people here. And also it came from the heart. I think just naturally we love people.
Also, you're saying they're not happy, they're not comfortable. You want...
Yeah, so we always wanted the best and would listen to them a lot. What should we do? And we moved from the need of the customer. We just didn't dream and move. Until they asked, that's when we moved. It's sometimes good to move into a need than just into your own mind, and then things backfire. And so this time we took a leap of faith. We had to get them some place that they are comfortable, that they feel secure, branded, and just to feel like, and we wanted to be different, okay? And so we started looking uptown. And so finally we got a dollar rate, Mukwano Courts. And this time we said, what a big place.
You're not going to compromise on space.
Yes.
We have to go all the way.
But what's amazing? It's so big, but it's still blessings, right?
Oh my God,
when you're telling me about starting in that small little place with your water tank, and then someone comes to your salon that is even computerized, man, you guys, but also you're fancy.
You have to change the game. Sometimes you want to change the game. And
I think you have to understand your client. I remember in the bank we learned something called KYC, know your customer. So I think it was very important to us, and it didn't really matter how much we had to, we could carry all our savings and put them there. But we had saved. We had the saving culture. We still have it.
And you were plowing back into the business.
Yes,
exactly.
And people stopped doing them. Moment they start making a bit of money.
Taking out.
No, we didn't get excited. We didn't start living lavish lives.
Those expensive cars, living this expensive life. But
And I think for us it was more to the customer.
Yeah.
So our saving every time, even right now, we think about more of our customer, and it makes
their comfort, the experience.
They make us.
They come around.
Much as our clients don't know, but they have made us, because it takes much to satisfy our customer.
Yeah.
The branding you have to do to satisfy our customer is huge, okay? And the investment you have to put in is huge, but we don't care. We love the experience.
Yeah,
We're like, okay, if we can give them the experience. So even like right now, we are still thinking, how do we still give them the experience,
I mean,
okay?
people walk in and they're given a glass
Yeah,
of
and so we
yogurt.
took this,
like,
You know? Yeah, like you have to be intentional.
and
like
so
when-
we took this space,
Yeah.
and we said, no, one big. And our parents said, our children, what is this? Will you handle? Eh? You know what, they are twins, they are
Yeah.
Frisians, you know.
Yeah.
I think we
they're like-
surprised them by I think we're coming from that inner strength. And so we took this big space and they saw us constructing, because we really had to get real interior designers,
Yeah.
you know, like to take it really
Yeah, pay for a
seriously.
plan, like really, you
Anyway,
know,
we just took all our savings,
Yeah.
all,
them in.
and said
Everything,
now
everything.
we shall start investment here. And so we took everything. And we just made, I think at first 20 stations and said, oh, no more lines. Here, really 20 stations, we had arrived.
And she was also recruiting stylists.
Yeah, I
you know?
was.
Yeah, so-
Okay. So I was recruiting, you know, and these were 20 stations. Remember, we had 2. Ah,
From 2 then to 6. Remember?
Yes, I think to
the-
6.
The salon that we bought from the lady
Yeah.
had 6.
yes.
Yeah, and then now we are 20.
Oh,
So it
we
was-
felt, oh my God, now no more queues. Our clients will
Yes.
not wait for a long time. And I think in about 3 months' time, it was overwhelming. And my clients would say, Maggie, we love you, but
You're lying.
please, eh? And so there was some space that people would come visit and not take it up. So I called them. I said, it's time to expand. They believed in me. So they're like, okay, if that's what we have to do. Remember, we are saving.
Yes.
So every time, you know, we were saving.
So you had something to use.
Yes, and also accountability is very important. I think integrity in the business is quite important, because you see, if you have partners that are also backing on you, you have to show them something. And I think I had proved that to them. They were seeing the growth, you know. And so I also had to train the teams. I had to teach the teams. Remember, our country didn't have any background
That's
of.
something you said that you're very intentional about, you know, the
I think I
constant
have
trainings.
Yes, I think I really do have inner resolve. And so I knew how to, much as I was growing teams, I had to also really train them from, you know, these are people that maybe have dropped out of school. These are people that have worked in salons that have not trained them on how to even behave, treat a customer. So I was really going to the grassroots, like starting all over. Forget everything you know. I am teaching you something completely new. So kind of like also destroying a mindset.
Yeah, and building
It's
another.
not easy, and building another. Okay, so it takes a lot of resolve and knowing who you are and where you're coming from and what your client needs. And so training people like this is not easy. However, it's also not so difficult, depending if you come from an inspirational point. I think you really have to tell them, oh, look at this like this, you know. You've not been respected all this time, but you know, this client will respect yourself if you respect yourself. And if also you carry yourself in a professional way, you don't talk over people's heads. And we're tired of all those salons that were doing such things. And so, but they accepted, we thank God. They were very open to learn. They were maybe open to change their lives. They were open, and also they had their own stories. You know, some are single mothers at a young age. And so, yes, they accepted to change the mindset. And I think it was easy because what we did, we didn't really look for experience. Because it's not easy to break experience. People come knowing that they know.
Yeah.
They come like, Tongamba, I know what I'm doing, you know.
to learn.
Yeah.
And they're not
exactly.
willing
Yeah,
to,
they're not willing
to
learn.
listen to the customer. Now, with a fresh mindset, it's easy to train from a fresh mindset because you're all they got. So when you give them your mind, they capture it. And so they easily do. So I didn't go for the people that had been in the industry because I knew it had not worked, and I knew there were things they had not done well. And I said, I want to do something different from what the industry has been doing. So I could not back on people like that because they came with their baggage. I didn't want baggage, and I wanted my client to be happy. Okay, and for me that was my goal, the customer.
Has to be happy.
Yes, and so, we are at 20 and this place blows up. And they're like, okay, guys, we're expanding, we need more.
Yeah.
And so, yes, we had still saved. Okay, so every time I'm going, yes. So now the interior designer told us, I think we can make more 14. We're like, what? We're going to have how many now? 34?
34 stations.
Yeah, I mean, like, oh my God, like I thought we had arrived.
Yeah.
And so we went.
Scaling up.
Yeah.
And my parents are like, at Fetuba Budeko, like, like, oh my
really,
God,
they were
like,
really proud.
like,
They were really
and most
proud.
especially for me, I was
Yeah.
like surprising them at every
I think especially for
point.
her, like
Yeah.
where that's in her life,
Yeah.
and now where she was going, like it was.
But I
just-
had reason. I said, I'm not going back to where I came from.
Yeah.
I know where I came from. I cannot suffer anymore. So for me, I took things very, very seriously.
But Krista, also, like looking back, I think I'm
Yeah.
thankful for that time Maggie went.
I
through.
did, yeah, I am.
Because that time was the training field for Maggie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yes, as much as people are saying like we are like broilers and stuff like that, maybe also, Maggie wasn't so much of a go-getter,
Yeah.
Pushed her.
So after that period,
Oh, yeah.
Maggie changed, like seriously.
I
She
did.
became very aggressive.
Yeah.
Like you don't play with this girl, eh? No, you don't play.
So-
It was a good training ground.
No, it's amazing to see like when hearing the history and how it's grown now. Now you even opened a second branch as well, and the branding is so visible. But then also you're trying to, I think you mentioned you're launching a range. Is it a range? Of
Yeah,
Yeah, we do
product
our own products.
range.
Like, actually, from the beginning.
Right from the beginning, you were doing your own.
Yeah, but when we hadn't like branded them yet, like bottled them. But our salon, like we use our own products. Like we learned how to, we did a lot of research, learning. When you do something from passion, you want to learn so much about it. You want to do
And you put in
everything.
so much,
Yes. So like being where I stay, like I'm a stay-home mom. So I think it gave me that opportunity also to
research.
to
Yeah.
educate myself. So I'd go in, read, what's best for natural hair, stuff like that. So so
And she would buy,
I
also
started, like,
should purchase materials from those made stylists that were known, I think trichologists, I don't know, something like that, that
Yeah.
do not put their information out there. So we really had to learn
Like
a
learn,
lot.
like,
But
yeah.
also we found that the market had not changed people's hair.
Yeah.
So we didn't want to stand from what was not changing, and also wanted to start from a place that was really bringing, was really putting away the challenges that we're having with our hair, the coarseness, the pain,
Yeah.
the hair not growing, the hair breaking, people losing hair. And so we had to know we must do something that also will change the journeys,
Yeah, like
but also
we
make the
we
journey.
have to make like products that work best for like our texture,
Yes,
Because the
yes.
things, the oils, So I think that encouraged us to be like, you know what? Yes, there are products on the market, but we don't
Yeah.
know what they put there. We don't know if it's going to change. Because we wanted to bring change. We wanted to be that place that really someone
Yeah.
comes to your salon and they just never want to leave because there's change. They're seeing that change in your hair, in their hair. So that way, like, so we started like doing our own products, So of course, I would read, I would study, and then like take Maggie through,
So I do production, I do training.
So?
I think I was doing training, I think operations,
Yeah.
administration, production.
Yeah, she also do the product.
Yeah, so I had to, and that's why people say, oh, we hardly find her.
And that's why you said you had to step back to really focus on even the financial.
Yeah, the
Oh
financial
yes,
part,
learn the finances, because at that moment, people ask you, like, you know, they were very intentional. Say, okay, yeah, it seems like we have cash flow, but are we
making
Are
money.
we making
Because expenses
money?
are high too.
Oh, they are huge.
And
like,
also when the
oh my
taxes
God.
hit you from left, right, center.
A lot of people don't realize, they don't understand why they're struggling. They see the money coming in,
Yeah.
but you're like, but we're still struggling.
Remember, now you
Yeah.
came from
Actually
passion.
making-
Yes, are you know.
You came from passion, but now you have to learn accounts.
You have to
like,
now take it as a business, you know.
Yes,
Yeah.
and now there's URA. You must do taxation. You
You
must.
must do returns.
Oh
you know.
yeah. So
You're saying you have to pay NSSF for your staff. I mean, all these things.
she would ask me. She would like talk to me and say, "No, we call each other Nakato babidi. Kale Nakato, you know, kale fe. It was just passion, you know, but it just kind of took another.
Another turn.
And we are still learning.
And I don't think we're like really like business people.
We're
you know?
not.
So first we did something we just loved.
Yes.
And then at a certain point we're like, you know what, now we have to take it as a business. As a business,
And we had
not
training.
a passion.
Yeah.
But the beauty is that at least my husband is a number guy. Okay. So he would challenge you with numbers. And for me sometimes that's my part I don't want, like that's the part I don't want to really, like I just want to do my thing, like come up with a new style, you know,
Yeah.
that's my passion.
And when you get into
you
the
know?
numbers,
Yeah,
oh
but
my
then for him,
God,
it's
then
the
you have to
number
really
guy.
wake up again.
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
now you know expenditures are hitting the roof. And you know you have to invest, you have to keep evolving. You cannot evolve when the expenditures are not being, you know, controlled. And sometimes, you know when also you have many people, there's wasting, a lot of wastage.
My dear.
Now that's why you go in and,
Yeah.
and you establish systems to calculate that unit, okay? And so this is a journey that now we're embarking on.
Yeah.
How do you know unit? How do you
How do you
calculate a
understand our
unit? How, oh my
numbers?
God,
Yeah.
like it's huge.
Yeah, and it's
like,
it's challenging and sometimes
is.
worrisome. You know, sometimes
Yeah.
you worry like, okay, there's cash flow, but really are we?
no,
are we-
no, the expenditures are
The
so high.
expenditures, yeah.
But however, we know that everything will work out as long as we retain our customer. I know we are not 100%, we have failed, but in our failings, it's where we are learning.
yeah.
And so we are trying to say, okay, how do we manage these queues, the waiting? It also kind of like concerns us. And so, but also it means that every time you're doing expansion, you have to have a budget.
Yeah.
It's a huge budget
I-
to do those things
Yeah.
and to do those expansions. And so nobody can know the nitty-gritty.
Yeah.
But yes, you are working, and which is good if you can pay rent and you can pay your staff and you can keep the place running. I think to us, it's good
But like you said, you have to keep evolving. You have to keep doing new things.
to
Things,
be
yeah. You have
on a
to be
salary.
intentional also about
So
it.
we have learned the business
So
is
you
not
don't pull out
us.
money
No,
without-
we don't. Like whatever I have to spend on is my salary.
Yeah.
It's what the business is paying me. Now whatever it is for the business is its own.
Yeah.
And now I know why I think some people think that, okay, you've made it, but when they come, oh, lend me this, send me this, you may not be in position to lend them because you see, you have to go and look at your account.
Yeah.
You don't look at the business,
business
account
account,
because the
yeah.
business is its own elephant.
Yeah.
It's separate.
And so sometimes you can see that, okay, are we going to survive if this elephant now is feeding like this? And so you see also there's taxation, there are rates, you know, most of the things we use are dollar rated, you know, but we earn in shillings.
Like you purchase in dollars,
Yeah.
you have to import them into the country, you have to
Yeah.
deal with the import tax, you know, and
So-
you're purchasing in dollars, but you're being paid in shillings.
But also
and
shipping.
having that, you know, lower
Yeah.
rate.
Yeah.
So, and you have to exchange that money
Yeah.
back into dollars. So all that, like you're losing money in the process.
Yeah,
So it's also a challenge, you know, but kind of just
but
have
we
to keep
thank
going.
God, like, you know, I think the best thing, I think the best investment you have is the ability to retain the customer.
Yeah.
To retain the customer. And so we are trying to see how do we keep our customers happy. I know at a point you lose, but I know sometimes if they know that you're authentic, they can always come back. They can always give you that second chance. And so I think it's been humbling, and I think we have learned to be very humble in our business. Our client is king. We teach our people that this client may be your next opportunity. These people may be God in manifestation for you. So treat them the best way you can. Like treat them like as though you never know there may be an open door, because the good things that we have been very privileged to work on people that, you know, well established, well placed, okay? And you just never know. I tell them, you know, if you're mean to this person and somewhere out of the blue you meet them in this place and they're your open door, how will this door open? You remember even how you treated them.
I think in life, across the board, you have to treat people like that.
If you treat them so well, they'll even spot you. When you feel like you're nothing, they'll say, that one, come, what do you need, you know.
But isn't it amazing that like you got separated, you got married, your lives went differently, you went through a really rough patch, you were at home raising your family, but somehow this has brought you back together.
Exactly. So I think everything
And you've
happens
grown
based on
together.
life. Yeah.
So right now I can like summarize my life. I know why I was taken to the bank. It was my training time. And in the bank, I didn't seem to be like I was growing. And everybody was saying, but Maggie, why isn't Maggie growing? Like some people would say, of course, just the word we always say, maybe she's lazy, not taken seriously. But within me, I don't know, there was this thing that maybe sometimes you're just not given the opportunity, okay? And sometimes maybe there's certain politics, we don't know. But somehow maybe they have not seen your potential. Even if you're trying to show your potential.
Or maybe it wasn't the right fit.
Yeah, yes.
Exactly.
And so the other thing, it all works out well, because I noticed that much as I thought I was not growing, I was indeed growing, but not from a place that I thought I had to grow, but I think I was growing horizontally. And so this was only to prepare me for the place I was going to serve in right now, because I remember in the bank, I was just at the front line, taking care of the customer. Then afterwards, I went to support people that take care of the customer as a support function. And so it was just zeroed around the customer. And so I got to, and for me, I was intimate with the customer. I would not support the customer from the back end. I would not so like.
You're so passionate about now, and you carried that into your business.
Was growing me.
Yeah.
And for us, we think, you know, you have to go to this department, maybe become supervisor, maybe become manager. But somehow, much as I did not become a supervisor, okay, much as I would have loved to, but God was growing me in a way that I didn't know. And so right now, I've been able to grow other.
True. It's amazing how sometimes the things that you don't think are a gift to you can be. Like you said, you're a stay-at-home mom, but by being a stay-at-home mom, you have the time to learn all these new things.
There's no way I would be able to manage this thing. Yeah, because I'm still hands-on even when I'm back there. Because I have to be looking into what's new, you know, because she's very busy, like with the work, training, you know, running the business. So for me, that side, I have time, like to be at least, to be that mind now. What's new? What can we do? You know, as also she thinks, you know, we talk through things like, okay, what can we do? And then I'll go, I need to do some research, I need to find out this, I need to, you know, so it helps being my position as a stay-home mom. It helps me, give me that time, you know, to do all those things. Otherwise, if I had a job, there's no way.
There's no way.
And also to learn how to trust people.
Yeah.
Like there was a time my people would be like, every time they needed me, but I knew, how would I, you know, look at this puzzle from above? Because there's so much in the nitty-gritty. And so I said, okay, if we train, if I really focus on training, and then I can trust them, I can pull back, trust them, and see also what they can do, okay? And so it has also been, there are times when you feel like you have to do everything, but now I knew I was going to break, and start to trust them, and see the systems that we've established, to see if the training is really working, to see if they can have things in control. And I think when I pulled back and they kind of ran the stage, I would come in, and sometimes I was like so used to them saying, Aunt Maggie, come help me with this, come help me. They call me Aunt Maggie. And so this time, one day I get into the salon, I just want them to give me something to do, maybe wash a head, maybe. And all this time, I stood there, I was so lost.
No.
were minding their own business.
Everyone, and it was running.
Yeah, it was
It
running.
was running.
Yeah.
For a second, a microsecond, it was sad. A microsecond.
Yes, I know.
Just personally, it felt a little bit sad because in that moment I was useless. I could not train if I had to be there.
Yes,
But
yeah.
now with the systems, we are learning to put systems in place, to put a culture in place. And oh my God, it's like a machine, like
It's running.
once in a while. And also, it's not, I must really appreciate those kids because it's not easy serving. It's not easy being in service. And that you don't have to express your emotion, even when you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
even when
be
somebody
humble.
else could be wrong, and they share with me their stories. They say, Aunt Maggie, sometimes you go to the toilet, you first cry. You first cry, you dry your
Yeah.
tears,
You
put
come
yourself back together, and come back. I said, wow, you guys, as in, yes, it's not easy, but you see, that's service. You become humble, you become like the fool, but sometimes people also change.
But there's strength in service too.
Will change people that maybe you feel like mistreat you, but you know that is service. Service, you just serve. And
I also feel that we learn from each other all the time. It's like the one day you're having a bad day and you lose your temper, and the person you're with gives you the grace and the patience. You actually learn from this person and think, what? How did I behave? So the next time you will
yeah,
mirror.
they say, oh, I mean, they tell you that, okay, actually, sometimes you remain calm, and then the person will apologize, okay? Yes, exactly. So it's been a training time for them because some of them had maybe anger issues, maybe they didn't know how to control themselves, but they said, oh my God, like sometimes I cannot believe that, okay, somebody can be difficult and then I can serve them in a calm way. Of course, it's still a journey. They're not perfect. They'll fail, but we are very intentional on behavior. On behavior, like, you know what? We do not speak back to our clients. I know whether you feel you're in wrong or you feel so right, just never do that, okay? Just never do that. Keep calm. Keep calm and things will just kind of work out. Call for help, okay? And things will just work out. And some people say, but how do you manage all these people? And the fact that they don't talk, and maybe the fact that they're humble. But also it comes from you.
Yes.
I think also I have to be a mirror. Yes, so I have to be their mirror. And so sometimes I see myself in them. And I'm like, okay, if it's for the good, then it's okay. And sometimes, you know, when we're in these little like trainings and they want to mimic me, you know, I give them leeway and then I see what they think about me. And, you know, they'll start mimicking you and things you say, and like, okay, these people are really paying
they're really
attention.
becoming me, you know.
They're really
Yeah.
paying attention.
Time, ladies.
Yes, oh my God. It's been so wonderful.
Oh my gosh, thank you for sharing your passion and your journey and your story. You should be very proud.
We thank,
we
the
thank
Lord.
God.
All the glory goes back to
Oh
God.
yeah,
like,
we
for
thank
sure.
God so much.
Yes.
And the journey ahead, I think, is still very
Oh,
huge
yeah. Oh, yeah.
and challenging.
We look forward.
Going through tough times, at that point, it's like, why? But it's amazing that when you come out on the other side, sometimes the lessons you learn.
And everything
cannot
makes
trade
sense
that for
afterwards.
anything.
Everything makes sense afterwards.
Like
you know?
I can't trade that
Yeah.
now for anything in my life. Like I
Yeah.
cannot trade that. So even when people come to tell you what you have to do with your life, you know exactly where you have moved. They may not understand, but it helps you to stand. It makes you as an individual. And so I'm so thankful. Every day I say, oh God, thank you for my hard places. If it were not for my hard places, I would not do what I'm doing now. No way.
Yeah.
Support system. Yeah,
Non-stop.
I got married to a good family that, okay, supported me the best way they could. My immediate family, my family here, they support me. My husband, he supports the vision a lot. He's so supportive. I had to cut my hair. You know, when he wanted relaxed long hair, but he supported me, and like he's like so supportive in the vision, you know, very, very supportive. You know, you can't do all that without a support system. And so very, very supportive.
I think we have a great support system.
Yeah, I think
because
we
our
do.
spouses are really on board. And they really push
Yes.
us. They, you know, like
Yeah.
I said, my husband is a number person. Once you're too much in your passion, it's like, girl, this is a business, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So you say how much, you know, was made today. You know, what are the numbers? And sometimes I'm like, okay, I'll call Maggie.
I know, because especially if you want to try new things and this and that.
Finding out what's new. That's where, you know, my passion is, my strength. Eh? So these
And
other things, money,
And I think
what,
the last thing I
not
can
really.
say, I think in every business, maybe what I've learned, you have to have the person with the numbers, you have to have the hands-on operations, and I think you have to have the branding person. And you know, another person who just is there to support you whenever you need the help, but you can't do it alone. You know, the people who start businesses like on my own, I can do it on my own. You cannot be all those brains, and so it will crumble. But when you have partners around you, and I think, yeah, our spouses have been great, great, great support functions.
Well, thank you for coming on the show. This is such a nice way to finish up 2019.
It was easy, yeah?
Yeah, it was easy,
Oh, we thought,
actually.
like, oh my God, like, how is it going to be?
But this was really fun. This was really fun. Yeah.
We forgot that we're being interviewed, actually.
Exactly.
We're just talking.
Could as well just have continued for